The Solomon Islands is one of many countries lagging behind in terms of its wash services. Around 80% of the population reside in rural communities across its 9 provinces. In the rural areas, only 54% of people have access to an improved water supply. With funding from the Australian government's Water for Women Fund, Plan, Live and Learn, International Water Centre and Solomon Islands National University have collaborated to develop the Community-Based Water Security Improvement Planning, or CWSIP, a contextualized approach to inclusive and climate-resilient water safety security planning for Solomon Islands. It is a 7-step process that helps water users and managers in villages think about the key risks to the local water security of all users. The main focus of the process is on capacity development and engagement of community members to understand and manage their water system and achieving water equity. The process is currently ongoing and at various stages. So far, there are impacts seen from the process.
Inside local villages where we implementing suicide lahem, water committee hem staff but hem garem no poor representation lo sad lot of people with the different age groups here, or the gender and or the interest and what na or the interest lo hem. And also or the skills where kita bin garem. So CWC process hem make sure hem involve him now or the people ya, and hem strong him now water committee for involving of the different age groups ya. So time if I do now risk assessment and hazard identification law, quality blow water and quantity blow water and availability blow water. Hem expose him na community law what kind something na or the savek when savek kosim siki from other animals and other peoples and also time water hemideti. So everything ya hem save kosim siki and embara no good too much low healthy blood people. So CWSIP him also help him to community for understanding that other natural something of same drought. Him save make him to water supply for him low and also for make him to tank by him empty and also down by him empty too.
CWSIP is seen as an enabler for individual communities to take the lead and be responsible in managing their own water system. In one of the monitoring villages, upon completion of water quality tests of their water source and water access points, it stirred up curiosity. People look forward to the results. In doing so, it prompted action, practical improvements such as cleaning dams to reduce contamination. CWSIP has established a favorable platform for both youths and women to be actively involved in the water management.
Community blow water law, zone blow follow, so Minde Save and Minde Serem. So Minde Serem and Minde Save or something. How no by me or say look at the water blow follow, low places in how for managing water, low village blow follow, say or look at the cleaning good of the pipe blow follow. How for maintaining water pipeline blow follow. So me happy time me otan choosing me to become water community place.
So since wakablo CWSIP happen, hem improve na participation blow oketa women, youth and oketa man.
Many communities in the Solomon Islands are adapting to changing weather patterns. As the changing climate gets worse, including challenges of increasing water demand due to population growth, as well as increased land use activities, many shared water resources are threatened. This is why we are doing the research. Under the DFAT funded Water for Women Impact and Innovation Grant Project, these same partners and Earth Water People Solomon Islands are undertaking a research project called Community to Catchment Planning for Inclusive Climate Resilient Water Systems in Solomon Islands, which builds on the Community-Based Water Security Improvement Planning, or CWSIP, but now with the intention to link it with the broader catchment scale discussions and promote water stewardship,
incorporate consideration of climate change, population dynamics, and other future changes. The research project aims to raise the importance of understanding the water catchment area, how it connects, where people's water comes from, importance of protecting the resource, whether visible at the surface or invisible under our feet.
So the imaging work of the research project looks at enhancing the existing approach of stewardship to improve sustainability, inclusiveness, and opportunity to plan for future scenarios. This means consideration into past and current challenges as well as future scenarios. This approach tends to re-engage communities to motivate action planning for climate change through shared stories, ideas from other communities and places in Solomon Islands as well as the Pacific Islands. And also it helps increase the knowledge around impacts of climate change, the likely future hazards, what vulnerable and resilient water system may look like through workshops. And it helps communities think about what future hazards are there and how they can affect their individual water supply systems, people's well-being, and the wider catchment systems. So this approach aims to instill, number one, future is important. Number two, planning for future scenarios ensures no regrets, actions now. Number three, it requires a collective action. Everyone has responsibilities. And number four, water for everyone is important.
In addition to the water action planning process, which is based more on water supply protection at the community level, there need to be a more holistic approach to protect catchment level water resource management and water stewardship. The main idea here is with everything that is happening within the catchment, both man-made and natural fresh water quality and quantity is being compromised. So how can we keep it safe? Well, by using photography and photo voice to document, discuss the current state of health of their water source and catchment, communities have a platform to discuss environmental change that has happened over their lifetime, as well as their concerned future aspirations for their catchment. By discussing with other communities, they have a platform to reflect on the connections between themselves and their environment and with others in the catchment. This process aims to engender water stewardship through bringing communities together to consider that water is everyone's responsibility and to discuss individual and collective actions they can take to conserve, to protect, and regenerate their water resources.